was a man, making money steady on the grind with a 9 to 5, distributing weed on the side, grown and packaged. It was an operation. The side hustles and investing just couldn't sustain him. Had his own brand, he called it Norwegian, but he's always paranoid, never know who's scheming. Always watching his back, never know who might attack. They want the money and power so he can never relax. Yeah, feelings of paranoia, gotta be careful. You never know if they're coming for you. Let's go.
So why does one become a weed dealer? The bigger question is, why does a middle-aged man with no previous criminal record undertake such a risky venture? Aren't there other ways to make extra money? But first, I need to make it clear that this is not a true story. I'm an aspiring writer hoping to sell this story to Netflix or HBO or whoever. So before you undertake something, you must have a reason. If you join the army, enroll in a university, change careers, the reason must be strong enough to keep you going day after day until you reach your goal. Motivational speakers and Navy SEALs talk about this all the time. Just watch Jocko and, Tony Robbins or Tim Robbins or whoever, that real tall guy who motivates people. They all talk about this. You need to understand the why in your decisions. Otherwise, you'll drop out too early. Motivational speakers often tell you to write down your goals and put them away, reflecting on them time to time. That keeps you focused. However, if your goal is to sell weed or become the next Walter White, then it's probably a bad idea. If you get busted and the cops find your drug dealer motivational statement, they will not only ridicule you, but also use it against you as evidence in a court of law. Entertainment is the drug of choice for most middle-aged men who carry a lot of responsibility and have tiring lives. We start to believe that there is another reality out there, perhaps a more glamorous one. When I was young, we would watch a few TV shows and a movie on occasion. The serials would take a week to get a new episode, so you had plenty of time between episodes to breathe and get a grasp that that's not reality. Now, with streaming services like Netflix, we can consume 5 to 6 movies per week and binge watch an entire series over a weekend. This kind of entertainment consumption warps your mind. You spend more time watching shows rather than living in the real world. No one is there to ground you and tell you it's just Hollywood fiction. I was hooked on Breaking Bad, Weeds, and several other TV series on HBO and Netflix, which portrayed how normal people became criminals by chance, and albeit in a glamorous way too. The main reason why people break the law is for the money, which we will discuss later. However, there are other reasons as well: an escape from the A4 life. A4 is a Norwegian term equivalent to the white picket fence life in America. You know how it goes. A 9-to-5 job, 2 cars, 2 kids, and a vacation every year. In Norway, it's a little better. Adding 2 vacations per year, plus a company-sponsored ski trip. Hence, the reasons for becoming a drug dealer are often quite similar to the reasons why people volunteer for military service. They want something different. They want to feel needed and good about what they are doing. All my life, I worked in an office, and life just seemed to be more of the same. As soon as you pay off a car, you need a new one. As soon as your stock portfolio moves up and you start feeling good about your future, a new global financial crisis emerges out of nowhere. All that savings and investment that took over 5 years to grow gets rolled back to the beginning, literally overnight. The economic cycles keep you chained to your desk. That great life that you thought you'd get with a college education ends up becoming an unbearable grind, with no end in sight. It's worse than a dead end because corporate life never reaches a conclusion. There's always something more, extra, another challenge or course to take. Dead ends at least offer an end. That's a chance to start something new and perhaps change directions. Now, let's talk about the money reason. It's the simplest one. We're all looking for a shortcut to get ahead of what our hourly work gives us, or pay by the hour gives us. We all want more, climbing Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and money is the means to get it. The more you have, the more possibilities that open up. And there's even studies showing that money does in fact buy happiness. The more you have, the more money people have, generally the happier they are. So don't believe that money can't buy happiness. Now, let's talk about marijuana specifically. Growing weed, and only weed, is relatively low risk and offers a pretty high reward if you play it smart. If you grow just a little weed in the closet, around 200 grams every 10 weeks, you can average at least 10,000 kroner or $1,000 per month doing street level sales to your friends in the smoking area. Remember that episode? If you're just jumping in this series now, go back a few episodes. There's something where I talk about networking in the smoking area at the office. 200 grams can keep around 5 to 7 people regularly supplied for 3 months. Easy peasy. It's no problem to find 5 to 7 weed customers, especially in Norway. $1,000 per month allows you to eat out more often and buy some clothes. It allows you to save and invest that much of your salary or the white money while you use the cash, ill-gotten gains, the black money, to cover your daily expenses like groceries, gas, or lunch at the office. Every little bit helps when trying to get ahead. Now imagine growing 10 or 20 times that amount every 3 months in a large-scale operation. That starts to pay for nice vacations. It can buy you a motorcycle and even allows you to start thinking about quitting your job to start another business or your own business. Moreover, the experience may open up opportunities to manage a legal operation. Remember, the cops are not actively searching for domestic grow operations. They're looking for smugglers, and they're mostly concentrated on like hard drugs like coke and crystal meth and all that stuff that's brought over from Sweden. Most people who get caught do so because they are stupid, talking too much, bragging, conspicuous consumption, etc. And if you do get caught, remember that you're in Norway. If you get a rush when you get away with something, then crime is for you. I got dopamine hits when I sneaked up to four cartons of cigarettes versus the one allowed into Norway and sold them all for a €200 profit to my friends. I also felt good after booking fake meetings at work and ducking out of the office to go to the gym. If you're getting a rush from these like small little infractions, you've come to the right place. It's addictive, and you'll keep trying to find new challenges of what you can get away with. I got to the point that I convinced the company to send me on a business trip to Kiev to attend a conference in Kiev, Ukraine. I never went to the conference. Instead, I went to the strip clubs and got a taste of the gangster life. Their lives are much more interesting than ours. I mean, ours meaning corporate people. They are fit, they're confident, and they drove nice cars filled with bitches in high heels and miniskirts. I felt good and I had a lot of fun. I wanted more of it. The antics became an escape from reality. When I told my wife that I felt good about when I do something wrong, she glared at me. And at that point, I knew I had to keep this second life of mine as a secret. Okay, so let's wrap this up. When you get away with a crime and get paid, the adrenaline rush is like no other. It's like an antidepressant for those suffering from a mundane life, the proverbial hamster wheel, the corporate grind, whatever you want to call it. However, you really need to have an answer for your personal why. It needs to be strong because the investment, risk, and nerves can be overwhelming at times, and it's your sense of purpose that will get you through the tough times and help you deal with the difficult people that you will encounter. If you enjoyed this episode, please give me a like and subscribe, spread the word, and follow me on Reddit, where I offer my opinion on a variety of subjects. And let me remind you, none of this is true. Let's see you next time.